Roller-Ponies by Quoterific. Sonny, I'm not too sure about this. Hitch hesitated as his legs wobbled like a newborn foal trying to walk. Even though he was sitting down, he tried to look confident and strong, even though he was having an internal panic inside. Sonny wanted every pony to try something she's always loved as a foal, besides reading and knowing about the ponies of olden times. In order for her smoothie delivery rounds to be quick so they won't be warm when they are delivered, she would roller skate her way around town. It was something she loved to do when she was a filly with her dad. She would wear her fake wings and horn and pretend to be the famous princess of friendship, flying through the sky and touching the clouds. Now she had some ponies to share her hobby with, and she wasn't going to let that opportunity go to waste. She found some extra gear and modified the straps to fit her friends, even drilling a hole in one of the helmets for Izzy's head. Is the sheriff worried about his dignity and public image as a noble and brave pony of Maritime Bay? Came the teasing question from Zip. She was strapping on her own 4 skates, her helmet and leg pads already in position. No! Hitch gulped and puffed his chest out in an attempt to be brave. I'm just worried about the wheels against the cobbled stone. Just the wheels on the cobbled stone, that's all. Doubt it, Zip countered. I wonder if Maritime Bay's sheriff is afraid of getting so injured that he won't be able to carry out his duties for tomorrow. No idea what you're talking about. Zip rolled her eyes and looked at her sister. Pip already had a gear on, her mane tucked neatly under her helmet. Before putting on her skates, she snuck out her phone and took some selfies for her fellow fans. It will be great for my next story on Pony Book about what I did today, was all Pip said before strapping into her skates. Don't worry, I bet this will be tons of fun. Izzy, being herself, was already circling the 4 ponies. She strapped herself in and made it look easy, as if she had been skating ever since her foalhood. Izzy was a pony full of surprises. Why are you so nervous anyway? Zip turned to the sheriff. You and Sonny knew each other since you were foals. Did you skate together? Like, all the time? Hitch was too busy wanting to learn how to make Pegasus traps and unicorn mine-proof helmets. Sonny chuckled. True, Hitch smiled sheepishly, though I must admit, I'm interested to see where this will go. That's the spirit, Izzy encouraged, still circling the 4 of them. Sonny, being the most experienced, rose to her hooves and was perfectly balanced on all 4 hooves. Hitch rose shakily off the ground next, legs spread wide as he tried to maintain his balance. Zip and Pip both used their wings to balance themselves so to not fall over. We're going to take this nice and easy, Sonny smiled encouragingly at her friends. I think of it as 3 simple steps in a cycle. She skated in front of the group for a demonstration. First, you push yourself off with a back hoof kick. She used one of her hind legs to push away from the ground. Then you reach forward with your strongest side. For me, it's my right side. She reached out her right foreleg towards the ground. Once you touch the ground, you pull yourself in to complete the cycle. With her right foreleg now touching the ground, she pulled herself in and gradually came to a stop. The rest of them, instead of Izzy, who was admiring the gear, listened to every word with extreme focus. Now you all try it together. I won't laugh, I promise, Sonny said confidently as the others looked down at the ground with extreme concentration. They all pushed with a back leg, reaching forward with a stride until their front hoof touched the ground and pulled themselves back in. Sonny smiled at the group's effort. Great job, every pony! She smiled. Now let's roll out! Wait, now? Hitch shouted in shock. My deliveries won't deliver themselves, you know? Yes, but... And I think a hooves on experience is the perfect way for you all to find your rhythm. Sonny smiled slyly. The group looked at each other with nervous faces, except for Izzy, who was smiling with excitement. Now, come on, I just received a large order of smoothies that I need to do. With that, she bolted down the path of her lighthouse towards the town centre. The others looked at each other, sighed and shrugged and looked down at their hooves. They all sped down the hill, trying to keep up with Sonny, yet not lose their balance and fall over. Izzy was the quickest as she tried to keep up with Sunny. She would occasionally lose her balance, but she soon got into the rhythm of things and was catching up to the orange pony. Zip and Pip weren't too far behind. They were still using their wings to keep their balance, but they were beginning to be used less and less as they learnt the steps and were now happily enjoying their time skating. A small sibling rivalry developed as they began speeding down the dirt path and towards the concrete and cobblestone roads of Maritime Bay. And then there was Hitch. He got the technique under his badge, but grace and style had some room for improvement. He was the equivalent of a flamingo in ice. His front and hind legs shook with nerves as he made his way down the winding road towards the town. To save what little dignity he had, he tried not to scream in panic. Sunny skidded to a halt outside a stall where her cart of deliveries were waiting for her. She looked behind her to see her 4 friends coming down the road. Izzy skidded to a halt, finishing off with her signature "Ta-da!" and a wave of her hoof, managing to stay nicely balanced on 3 hooves and wheels. "Now this is how a unicorn skates!" she cheered triumphantly. Pip and Zip followed closely behind her, both with smiles on their faces as they managed to stop next to Izzy on time. "That was so much fun!" Pip squealed with joy. "Definitely as fun as flying." Zip flexed her wings and legs. It was then that Sunny noticed some stallion was missing. "Wait, where's Hitch?" Sunny asked. Zip and her sister turned around to find that their friend was missing. It was a loud stallion scream from the top of the hill that alerted the 4 mares that some pony was coming towards them. They looked up and their eyes widened at the sight coming towards them. Hitch had his legs scrambling around at every angle as he raced towards the group, kicking up a cloud of dust from behind him. He had long forgotten not to scream, and now howling in terror as the town approached him. "Pull to brake! Pull to brake!" Sunny tried to get his attention, but panic flooded Hitch's mind. "Oh, my stars! Every pony take cover!" Zip and Pip spread their wings and quickly took to the air, while Izzy and Sunny took a step back, just in time as Hitch zoomed past them. He only managed to stop when his front hoof caught the other, causing him to fall forward. A bush broke his fall and prevented him from hitting the cobbled stone with full force. The 4 of them raced to see if their friend was okay. "Hitch?" Zip tried to hide her laughter. "You okay, Sheriff?" "No," came the muffled response from the bush. Hitch's hind legs was the only thing pointing out. "Oh dear," Sunny gasped. "What have you hurt?" "My pride," Hitch grumbled from underneath the greenery. That set every pony off, and all 4 mares burst into a fit of giggles. Izzy used her magic to levitate Hitch out of the bush, and Sunny dusted her friend off. "Now, I regret you not teaching me how to do this when we were foals," Hitch moaned as he shook his head to clear his mane of any dirt. "Seriously, these need a license or something." "Cheer up, Sheriff," Sunny nudged her friend in a comforting manner. "Trust me, I've lost count on how many street lamps I've crashed into, hedges I've found myself in, and muddled puddles I fell in before I became good at skating. I think over time you will get the hang of it." "I think not," Hitch chuckled sheepishly. "I will think of something to help improve skating though. Maybe invest in some skating lanes or something safe." "This is so stylish though," Pip said as she skated a few paces forward, managing to get her phone with a wing, and began taking selfies as she skated down the road. "Pip, I don't think that's a good..." Zip warned, but it was too late. Pip was unaware that a street lamp was right in front of her, and her muzzle came into contact with a smack. She fell forward, rubbing her muzzle. "Okay, new law," Hitch shouted out. "Don't use your phone while skating." "Agreed." Pip winced as Zip skated towards her and helped her up. "Well, this has been eventful," Izzy contemplated out loud, earning a nod from Sunny. She was now strapping herself onto her smoothie cart and looking at the list of deliveries. "Why don't we all take it nice and slow and go make sure these orders are delivered?" Sunny suggested to the 4 of them. Pip and Zip skating back to rejoin the group. "I could do with some company on my rounds. Maybe we can skate around town so you can get used to it." more, and Hitch and I can show you around." The group agreed, and they followed Sunny as she went to do her job. Izzy was looking forward to actually greeting the ponies and not scaring them away like last time. Residents would do a double take when they saw the local sheriff on roller skates. Hitch tried to look professional while skating, but came off with awkward smiles and waves. Pip and Zip would do a mix of flying and then skating, feeling the air between their feathers and wheels turning on the ground. Hitch just watched his steps, occasionally falling behind to remember the steps. It took the whole afternoon, but eventually Sunny's orders began to die down, and now they were looking out across the sea, drinking their own cups of smoothies. "So then, every pony," Sunny finished her cup as the sun began to set, "how did every pony find their first experience of skating?" "It was so much fun!" Izzy exclaimed out loud. "We definitely have to try it again sometime." "That was definitely an experience," Zip acknowledged. "I would love to want to give it another go," Pip added, "and not use my phone while skating. What about you, Hitch?" Sunny turned to the stallion, a smirk tugging at the corners of her lips. Hitch chuckled as he finished the last of his drink. "Well, it may not be my cup of tea, but there's always next time, right?" A round of laughter went around the group. "Baby steps, Hitch, baby steps," Sunny reassured her friend with a pat on the back.